Here's something nobody tells you about building wealth. It doesn't feel like anything, not at first. There's no alarm, no notification from your bank saying, "Congratulations, you're on track." No confetti, no certificate. It just quietly happens in the background while you're busy living your life. And the dangerous part? Most people who are actually building real wealth have absolutely no idea it's happening. They still feel behind. They still compare themselves to people who look richer. They still lie awake at 2 a.m. wondering if they're doing enough. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 15 specific signs that you are quietly becoming wealthy right now, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. If even 5 of these apply to you, you're further ahead than 80% of the people around you. Let's get into it. Before the signs, one quick thing. We are terrible at measuring our own financial progress, and the reason is social comparison bias. Our brains measure success relative to the people around us, not in absolute terms. Your coworker with the brand new BMW? Probably financing it at 7% interest with $400 in savings. Your friend who just posted vacation photos from Bali? Possibly putting the whole trip on a credit card she'll be paying off for the next 8 months. We compare our financial reality to other people's financial performance, and we lose every time. So when I give you these 15 signs, measure them against your own real numbers, not what other people are posting. Now, let's score you. Sign number 1. You have at least 1 month of expenses saved. This sounds small. It is not small. According to the Federal Reserve, 37% of Americans cannot cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing money or selling something. Not $4,000, $400. If you have 1 month of living expenses saved right now, even if it feels insufficient, you are already ahead of more than 1/3 of the country. That buffer is the first wall of protection between you and financial crisis. Sign number 2. You've stopped caring what your car says about you. There's a very specific mental shift that happens when someone starts genuinely building wealth. They've stopped seeing their car as a status symbol and start seeing it as a transportation tool. The average American spends $12,000 per year on vehicle costs when you add up payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. Over 40 years, that's potentially $480,000 that could have been invested. When you're genuinely unbothered by driving a modest, reliable car while people around you upgrade every 3 years, that's not giving up on enjoying life, that's understanding something most people don't. Sign number 3. Unexpected expenses don't ruin your month anymore. Think about the last time something unexpected cost you money. Car repair, medical bill, something that came out of nowhere. Did it cascade into a financial emergency, or did it just get handled? If unexpected expenses have gone from emergencies to inconveniences, your buffer is working. That resilience, quiet, undramatic, invisible to everyone around you, is a foundational pillar of wealth building. Sign number 4. You automatically think in opportunity cost. When someone not building wealth looks at a $500 purchase, they ask, "Can I afford this?" When someone is building wealth looks at the same purchase, they automatically ask, "What else could this $500 become?" $500 invested at 7% for 25 years becomes approximately $2,700. If you find yourself running this mental calculation naturally, not as a burden, but just as a way of seeing money, you are thinking exactly like someone who builds wealth. Sign number 5. You've started paying yourself first. Most people follow this sequence without realizing it. Earn money, then pay bills, then spend on lifestyle, then save whatever's left. The problem is whatever's left is usually nothing. Wealthy people flip this. Earn money, then save and invest first, then pay bills, then spend whatever's left on lifestyle. The moment you set up an automatic transfer to your savings on payday, before you see the money, before you touch it, you have implemented the single most powerful wealth-building habit available to a normal person. Sign number 6. Your net worth is growing even in bad months. Look at your net worth, assets minus liabilities, over the last 6 months. Were there months that felt financially stressful? Now check your net worth in those same months. If your net worth grew even during difficult months, you have built a financial system that generates progress even when life gets hard. That's not luck, that's compound habits running in the background even when you're not paying attention. Sign number 7. You've stopped trying to look rich. Thomas Stanley's landmark study, The Millionaire Next Door, found that most actual millionaires drive modest cars, live in average neighborhoods, and are almost invisible in terms of visible wealth signals. The flashy ones, the most visible, frequently have the least actual net worth because the money went into the performance instead of the portfolio. When you genuinely stop needing your lifestyle to announce your financial status, you are thinking like someone who builds real, lasting wealth. Sign number 8. You have multiple streams of income. This doesn't mean a six-figure side business. It means more than one source of income, however small. A dividend payment, freelancing, a side project. IRS data shows the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. But even building a second stream of income changes how you think. It shifts your identity from someone who earns to someone who builds. And that identity shift is worth more than the income itself. Sign number 9. Compound interest is starting to show up as real money. When your investments generate $50 a month, it's nice, but abstract. When they generate $500 a month, that's a car payment. When they generate $1,000 a month, something fundamentally changes. It stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like a machine you built that now runs partially on its own. If you're at any stage of this progression, you are experiencing the early stages of what eventually becomes complete financial freedom. Sign number 10. You think long-term without forcing yourself to. Early in building wealth, delayed gratification is willpower. You have to consciously override your brain's preference for immediate reward. But something changes after enough time, after enough wins. Long-term thinking stops being your override and becomes your default. You see the car payment as a retirement account deficit, the impulse purchase as months of delayed freedom. When this happens automatically, you've made one of the most important mental transitions on the road to wealth. Sign number 11. You're not stressed about small expenses anymore. Remember tracking every coffee with the anxiety of someone whose financial margin was dangerously thin? If a $50 unplanned purchase now feels like a minor inconvenience rather than a threat, your financial foundation has grown beneath you. The relief of not counting every small dollar is itself data, evidence that your buffer has grown enough to absorb small hits without threatening your stability. Sign number 12. You have a written financial plan. Studies show people who write down their financial goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. One study from Dominican University found written goals increase success rates by 33%. But more important than the research, a written plan means you've taken your future seriously enough to think it through. Most people have vague wishes. A plan is something you build toward. If you have one, even a simple one, you are operating at a level most people never reach. Sign number 13. The people around you have started asking for financial advice. When friends, family, or coworkers start coming to you with financial questions, something has shifted in how they perceive your relationship with money. They've noticed something. Maybe it's how you talk about money without anxiety. Maybe it's a decision that turned out well. Other people sometimes see our financial progress more clearly than we see it ourselves. When you become a financial reference point for the people around you, take that seriously. Something real has changed. Sign number 14. You've stopped comparing yourself to people who look rich. The person with the luxury car may be one job loss away from financial collapse. The person who appears to be struggling may be quietly building a 7-figure net worth. When you stop measuring your progress against what other people display and start measuring it against your own goals, when other people's financial choices become genuinely irrelevant to how you feel, you have achieved something most people spend their entire lives chasing and never quite reach. Sign number 15. You feel calm about money more often than you feel anxious. At the end of all the math, all the accounts, all the compound interest, the real measure of financial health is how money makes you feel. Not all the time, but the ratio. If money has shifted from your primary source of stress to something you manage rather than something that manages you, if you spend more mental energy thinking about opportunity than survival, you are becoming wealthy, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Here's what I want you to do. Right now, go back through those 15 signs and count how many apply to you. If you got 3 or more, you are building wealth right now, today. If you got 7 or more, you are significantly further ahead than the average person your age. If you got 12 or more, you are quietly becoming wealthy. The only reason you might not know it is because wealth doesn't announce itself. It just compounds. The process is invisible for a long time. You make the decisions, you build the habits, you stay consistent, and for months, sometimes years, it feels like nothing is happening. And then, one day, you check your net worth and it's not what it was. It's more. Significantly more. And the math that felt slow and theoretical is suddenly producing numbers that feel real and meaningful, and within the reach of the life you've been building toward. That moment is coming for you. The signs are already there. Drop a like if even one of these signs resonated. It genuinely helps this video reach someone who needs to hear it tonight. And if you want to see exactly what to do once you've confirmed you're on track, that video is right here. I'll see you there.